Is crypto a good investment? 5 events that have pushed up the price of Bitcoin. When we talk about crypto investment, we need to remind ourselves never to put all our eggs in the same basket. It should be part of an investment portfolio, recommended 5 to 15%, and with the still volatile nature of cryptocurrencies, we can win big if we learn from other successful investors who know what they are doing. Or we can lose big if we invest without knowing what we are doing. The other basic principle of crypto investment is to buy low and sell high. But usually we are using a following the crowd strategy to buy when it might be too late, and that follows with a panic selling when the crypto plunges, as it so often does. The future of investing in crypto. However, after this disclaimer, young crypto expert Iman Shafai shares with us how his billionaire friends see the future of crypto, and how 5 recent major events have paved the way to an unprecedented bull run with cryptocurrencies. He claims that those that act now could walk away with life-changing gains. If you act now, a small stake can turn into a retirement fortune over the next 6 months. Because the last time this happened, in 2012, investments returned 10,218% gains, and in 2016, with similar circumstances, turned one asset into 2,827% gains. This series of 5 events could hand you a landslide payday, and few people who understand what is about to happen and take fast action are positioned to make life-changing fortunes. In fact, Forbes is already predicting a new class of millionaires may emerge. Crypto investment event number 1, halving. Every 4 years there's a summit. It happened in 2012, it happened in 2016, and it happened on May 11th, 2020. During this event, this group of technology experts discusses how to divide in half the mining of this asset. In other words, every time this event takes place, this asset becomes scarce on the worldwide market. Think of it like a decision of the OPEC to instantly reduce the amount of oil output by 50%. And by restricting how much this resource can be mined, the price of this asset skyrockets. Crypto investment event number 2, economic collapse. With the lockdowns ending and things starting to open back up, I realize it might be hard to believe that we'll see another crash. But the stock market crash last year was just the start. What lies ahead could be even worse than the Great Depression. And the Financial Times is calling it the greatest economic collapse in US history. What lies ahead could get so bad that you may not even be able to withdraw your own cash from the bank. Although it may seem like things are recovering, there are still 15 million Americans collecting unemployment, and the true unemployment rate is much higher than what you want to believe. In fact, 24% of Americans are functionally unemployed. In other words, a quarter of Americans live below the poverty line. With millions of Americans out of work or underemployed, what do you think will happen to their bills? They won't get paid. How will they pay their mortgages? They won't. And with so many people without a job, and with not enough money to retire, Americans are spending less in restaurants, malls, and on travel and luxuries. Consumer spending is what drives the US economy. It accounts for 70% of GDP. We are facing an unprecedented time in history where our economy was basically shut down for an extended period. Many companies will never be able to recover. Companies that are unable to pay their debt, this could lead to the collapse of small businesses and entire industries. With all these brick-and-mortar bankruptcies, entire industries at risk are going under. This will have a huge domino effect. This crisis could force entire cities to cut personnel, including big cuts on pension plans. And with all the shuttered storefronts, everyone working from home, and an oversupply of commercial space, nobody is paying attention to the commercial real estate crash. Bloomberg reports the stakes are high. If retail withhold payments, there could be a ripple effect. Landlords can't afford to stop collecting rent for long, and with many property owners sitting on loads of debt, this situation is likely to get messier. The amount of distressed debt has exploded to $1 trillion, reaching 2008 levels. This is debt from companies the market thinks might not get paid in full. That's a $1 trillion ticking time bomb that could bring down the entire financial system. Crypto investment event number 3. The money printer is running 24/7. Thanks to the pandemic, the economy is in worse shape than we had ever seen. Central banks are cutting rates and printing money, what economists call monetary stimulus. Whatever it takes, and they're going to print as much money as possible to help the market stay afloat. The US is undergoing a historical experiment and doing whatever it takes to indefinitely prop up the economy through stimulus checks and massive multi-trillion-dollar bailouts. Reuters reported central banks are injecting over $10 trillion. Cash handouts and bond buying, $10 trillion plus are deployed against the virus. How much did you say is $1 trillion? 1,000 billion? All US banknotes in circulation are worth 1.7 trillion. With 10 trillion extra dollars, what would be the inflation rate? Crypto investment event number 4. Institutional money has arrived. With institutional investors, banks, and billionaires quickly moving money into this asset, the price will continue to climb higher and higher. Recently, billionaire Paul Tudor Jones, the man who put the hedge in hedge funds, went all in and gave his reasons. Unprecedented money printing by the Federal Reserve and the COVID-19 pandemic. My bet is that this asset will be the best inflation hedge. Hedge funds and whole countries like El Salvador are getting involved. Crypto investment event number 5. Loss of trust in financial institutions. There are 2 types of bank robbers, those who rob banks from the outside and those who rob banks from the inside. The government, the Fed, and the Wall Street bankers are the latter. And people are finally starting to wake up as how rigged everything really is. We have seen it with suspending trading in certain stocks before the little guy could make money. This loss of trust is forcing the masses to look for alternative investments where the odds aren't unfairly stacked against them. The transition is underway as this asset moves slowly into the mainstream. And once the masses flood into this asset, it will push the price sky high. And if you plan ahead and take fast action now, it gives you the chance to turn a small stake into a fortune. The potential for wealth from this alignment of events is truly enormous, which means if you get in now, you'll be getting in at the start of the biggest boom in history and potentially claim your place among this new class of millionaires. Check out the article on Crypto Nation Network to find out more about how you can turn a small investment into a life-changing fortune. The article is cryptonationnetwork.com/investment.